All right. Again, I apologize for all that. I'm just really confused about what's going on since it's been a while since I've actually done anything like this. Plus, my live stream that I was watching did not sound like the audio was actually playing back. Though, to be honest, I forgot that I did have a power cable plugged in. So, that was my fault. My worry about this actually working got me a little fearful that something went wrong. Anyways, I am happy to say that I now know that my mic is working, and even though the computer shows that very little audio is peaking, so that kind of got me a little worried. Anyways, as I was saying, if we look at the magazine for stage 9, you get a cross section of what the ship looked like. You have your lifeboats, your funnel, you have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G deck, and then your boiler rooms. I am not going to get into full detail on what everything says right now, but I'm not sure if you can see it clearly or not with the light, but if you can pause the video and read everything. You get more deck plans and some layouts right here. There's measurements. A picture of what the in 8 deck would have looked like at the time. The main deck says the video, yes, the magazine is calling it. All right. Then you have some things about the Turkish culture and the Turkish baths and everything like that. Then we get into the actual build, where we get so much to do. We'll actually start to make this thing look like a ship. First, we actually have to get this ready to extend. But the white part, and the white top part, in top of the bow on, and then finally marry the two halves together, which leaves us a good bit of details left over, which would go on over where these screw holes right here would go. Right there, there, and there. All right, well, let's get cracking on this build. First, let's get everything out. Here's your white layer. Your oh yeah, that's everything. Sorry, I had to check. But yeah. After I'm done marrying this together, we can take a quick look at how everything looks with the deck on. But here's your white part. Here is the expansion piece plus your screws and the spacers and details, which I would like to guess will be upgraded. I'm just going to remove the screws from the bake, like so. And then I'm going to get those spacers out. They're not going to be easy to lose, so plus I'm going to need them. These, if you're doing stock, you'll set aside, but seeing as I'm going to be doing an more detailed version, I can probably just toss these, but I will still keep them safe just in case. All right, now let's quickly flip back over to the instructions so I can actually see what I'm doing. We don't need that. All right, so first we're going to need to get our starboard half of the ship. And with this facing, with this little ledge right here facing down, it would go right here. Now, if you excuse me for just 1 second, I'm going to have to go and grab my screwdriver. All right, got it. And what's next is you're going to need your AM, which, if you give me 1 more second, I just want to double check and see if we already got some AM in the previous stage. I think we did. So I'm just going to get all these screws out of the spare bake. That's DM, FM, CB. Don't know. BP, CM, BM. Yes, we did. We did get some FM, AM. So let's just move these all to the side. And now that we know that we got some spare AMs, let's find our AM. These are GM. So here's your AM. Now, I know I use this for the wood glue, but I'm going to borrow it for just a sec so I can actually use it to help hold the screws. Where you would then take your screws, put them in these 5 holes. So let's get started. That's 1. Two. Now right down in the middle. 3. In a few weeks, I'm going to look into getting a much better screwdriver, one that won't be painful to use. Four. All right, and that's all 5 of them in. Let me just double check the tightness, just to make sure that everything is nice and taut. Good. Good. Then lastly, after that, you're going to need to take 2 more FM screw. Wait, why I keep saying F? AM screws. Sorry, I'm just looking at this to make sure that this wasn't broken. All right, yeah, it was not broken in shipping. But yeah, you're going to need to take here my half right here. You may need to remove the screws at a later stage to get the extension parts on, so just be ready for that. But you take your AM, and put them right there. Into the 2 holes right here. Now you will need to use a third one eventually to fully mount it down once you get the extension on. But let's cinch this down. Tight, but not to the point that you're damaging the screw and making it impossible for you to actually get it out. Now there is some wobble, but I assume that the deck, once mounted, will take care of that. All right, now that we have the white layer on, you take the short one, put it there. The longer one, I don't think. All right, so yeah, there's no real indefinite way for this one to go in. However, mine does seem to be tight. Right, I'm gonna have to find something to, or not. I think it's in all the way. But anyways, now that those are in, I believe the next step is, don't know why the FM is right there, to then take your, yeah, you still use GAM for this, but you take your 2 halves, and put them together. Then, like I said, you take your leftover AMs and start putting them together, and putting them in, and screwing the hole together. Since I have the red completely together, let's start with the red. All right, that's 1. Sorry, I just want to check something. Oh. All right. This one is coming out slowly. I just want to loosen it so that I could I wasn't sure if I was actually getting it in, but I was. All right, so that's the two reds. Now let's try and start getting the blacks together. Start with the top one, just to help pull everything together. And also to help prevent the why are you not going in? Here, let's start with the bottom one. Oh, that was close. Yeah, I dropped one of these AM screws. We do have spares, but I still don't want to lose. All right, that one's in. Now let's just that was close. Sorry, this is going to take a while. I'm trying to line everything up. Ah, shoot. Here, let me try something. Maybe if I did the top first, it'd go easier. All right, this one's gonna be a problem. Sorry about that. Let's try this again. Let's push these together. Here, let me try something. I don't know. I'm not sure why this one's not going in. However, hopefully that would have helped clear up any obstructions. All right, so yeah, when you are putting your hole together, it's probably best to start at the top and then work your way down. Sorry, I just wanted to see if I could even get that one out or if it's stuck in there. But now that I got that top part in and top one in, I can now get to work. Oh, shoot, I forgot to put this one back in. Right. All right, so that one's not really gonna be holding it together, unfortunately, but at least I have this one that will. Once I get in. Oh. Either way, let's get this last one in. All right, and that's all of this. We're gonna put that into here. And lastly, let's see how this looks when we put the deck in. Not too bad. Actually looks pretty cool and pretty good. Especially if you look at it like that. But with that, that's all of stage 9 complete. Oh. I'll just keep that off for now and let's move this to the side. As for your leftover, oh wait, this is the empty one. As for your leftover AM, I'm going to keep it with the rest of the AMs. Just for safekeeping. And all that's left is your GMs, which you did not need in this stage. So keep these safe. And your add-ons. Now, if you want to go stock, keep those safe. I'm not going stock. I'm actually upgrading. So those I'm going to, just for now, hold on to. Anyways, now on to pack 10. Or not pack, stage 10. Where we learn about the band. We learn about what's coming up next. We learn about the politics in the shipyards. We learn about the gym systems. How some of the machines actually worked. We learn about the lifts or the elevators, and then we get to the build where we actually need our engine, which still works. So we can actually upgrade it or and detail it a bit more by actually putting some parts on the top carefully. And then we need our part that we just worked on and put part of the actual keel on. All right, well, once again, I'm going to just fold this in. Over so I can actually see what I'm doing. Get everything out. Get the keel unpacked. And here's our detail parts, as well as our metal keel, which for now we'll be putting to the side, because what we want is our engine and our engine upgrade parts. And we get some more screws. I just separate everything so that it's easier. All right, our HM we'll set to the side. For now, what we want are these right here. That was close. All right, so what we'll want first is our C and D. Let's see which ones are which. All right, so they don't actually have labels, but they are by size. So if you look at this, C is slightly smaller than B. And D is the smallest. So what we want to do is take our engine facing this way, but C with the peg facing our two knobs right here. So like that. Now I'm not I forgot to check if they're directional or not, but you want to put our C right there. Then our D is not directional. And it doesn't really matter which way you put. But here, but you want to put right here, right behind this peg. Now you're going to want one of our B's and one of the ones in here, which we'll get to later. But you're going to want to put right here with the notch facing out, facing where we just put our C. So I'm just trying to make sure I line everything up. Push it in. Then our A would go over here facing inward like this. All right, and that's everything from that bake. Now let's get on to these small bits. Once again, I'm going to use this to hold them. All right, so with these, you're going to want the flat, longer end facing this way, and facing toward the part that we just put in, and then push in. Hit down onto the engine, onto the block that right here. All right, there we are. Then we're going to want to do the same thing on the other side, right over here. This one felt a little loose, so I'm not sure if you're going to want to glue it or not. It's up to you. All right, just want to make sure that this is still turned after putting force on it like that. And now, lastly, what you're going to want to do is take these little bits right here and push them down onto each one of these parts right here. Again, some of these feel a bit loose, so I'm not sure if you're going to want to glue them or what, but it's up to you. Really, you're not going to be messing with these, so I'm not going to be gluing them right now, but who knows, maybe in the future I will. But other than that, everything for all the extra details for the engine are done, and all that's left to do is grab our HM and our hull and the keel. You're going to want to put the keel down into here. Line them up, and then put 5 screws into place. So let's, okay, this is going to be tricky doing this, so be careful to make sure that when you're putting this in, it's lined up. So, and you're probably not going to be able to see this, so I apologize. That's that one. I'm going to just loosely put them in until I get every single one in. Once I have them all in, I'll go through and tie them on. You know, maybe now that I have more of a base, maybe now I can get this to stand up better. Nope. The base just pops right out. I mean, it's standing up slightly better. Only 2 left. cinch down and tighten. All right. And with that, and this stage is now complete. Let me just toss that down. And as another just for fun test, let's put our forecastle deck back into place. All right, this looks like it's going to be pretty cool and look really good. Now I just wonder about that yellow line, if I'm going to have to paint that or if that's going to be something like a decal or something that I'm going to have to do. But other than that, that looks pretty good. And now that it's more stable, I'm going to just set this to the side with the forecastle deck still on. Now as for the engine, let's move this over here. And we have one HM left. So let's put that to the side like that and move on to stage 11, which contains, in terms of contacts, information about what it was like traveling in third class. Let me just see. So I'm just trying to see if I can get this. Oh, better. All right, that's probably the best I can do right now. Unless I can put it right. Nope. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out a good place to put the camera so you can actually see it. That's better, for the most part. Bit crooked, but whatever. Here, let's... There, that's better. All right, so yeah, there's information about the third class. The communal areas, there. Non-solicited road. That's all it's hated. Information about Nazi propaganda. That's actually news for me. I'll look into this a bit more on my own time. But aside from that, we build our and get to work on the first funnel. Now, I was originally thinking I wouldn't do one stage part of this, but it does say that I'm going to have to be able to remove this part from the funnel at will, so I might just mess around with it off camera. I have to try and get it nice and loose. Anyways, after all that, we're left with the first funnel. Now, I am not sure why I have this little design feature here. A lot of people hate this because it falls out really easily. So we'll just see how things go with ours or with mine. Anyways, let's get this stage unpacked. Here's our funnel, our top, and the rest of it. And if you give me 1 second, I need to go grab the actual vaporizer unit from the safe place I was keeping it. Alright, well, I build a lot of models and mangas, or not manga, Gundams, so I kept my safe right here. Along with the tester unit, and testing it, and everything. Alright. Alright. So for now, we're not going to need this. So let's put this up here and start unpacking everything. Here is our funnel unit. A lot of people say that they hate the color. And our little water tank. A lot of people don't really like this color. I don't hate it. Could be a bit more realistic, but I'm not gonna bash on it. Like I said, if it comes to repaints, I might not worry too much about it, but for the most part, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. All right, so here is our top unit. So basically this would go right in here, and then this would go around here. Like I said, could be better, but I don't hate it. All right, well, now we gotta look at those. Let's get this one open. In here's all of our little stuff. Our tiny, tiny screws. Used to mount this onto the main body. EP, I'm not sure what we're going to be needing those for just yet, but we will learn eventually soon. And then all of our other details, like the part for the wires that hold it up and everything like that. Let's pour them out. Here's your wicking unit, or like a sponge. First thing you're going to want to do is take your little spring and stab it, or not stab, poke it right into the middle so that there's some spring to it. Then take your tank right here and spring first, push it in. That way you have this up. Okay, now you're going to want your smoke unit. So taking your smoke unit, you would need this part right here. And this, and with the wire part that's sticking out, up and going through this little slot right here, you'll then want to mount it to this. Like so. Okay, and this is where you need the EP screws. Taking your EP, you're going to want to quickly put one on each side of this. Now, like I said, I'm going to do this loose fit first and then tie it down just so that everything actually fits. All right. Now that's done. You're going to want to all right, so you're going to want to put this onto the tank like so. Part of me really wish and wants to do a test fit to see if this actually works, but you're not going to do that. Now that we're done with the EP, I'm going to... Did we ever use an EP before? FM, EM, CM, BP, CP, DM, B. Nope, we didn't have a EP yet. All right, but anyways, now that we got this good and built, like I said, I wish we were able to test it, but we can't right now. We then take this part right here and slide this on. Now, here's where it's going to be tricky for anyone with bad eyes or anything like that. You're going to want to use these small screws, the DP screws. Grab one. And what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to first I'm going to zip that there so I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to line up a hole. And it just slipped. I don't think this one's going to work. Let me see if I have any other screwdrivers anywhere. Or anything that's smaller. I think I might have one in here that I received. Nope. Oh boy, this is gonna... Maybe it's in one of my drawers. Oh. Oh, actually, yeah, I do have some small screwdrivers in here. Now let's see. Are these? Nope, those are blades. Is it? I could have sworn I had a case of. Oh, maybe these are it. Yep, these are them. Let's see. Are any of these magnetic? Yes, these are. How about you? Are you magnetic or? Nope, you're not. So using one of these small guys. Let's reline up a hole. And put it in. All right. Now that's that one. You're gonna want to skip a hole now and. Oh, oops. Nope, that's the wrong one. Sorry, I put this screw in the wrong hole. It was out of alignment. Line up. All right, that's that one. In the middle. That's that one. And then lastly, instead of that one on the very top, you want to put this one. Sorry, just reload the screw driver. Down. Onto that one. Then you're going to want to squish this together and repeat on the other side. Actually, let me try using this in the smaller one. Maybe this one will be easier. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Let me really make sure to get this lined up. Nope. That's one. Sorry, just wanted to make sure that I got this right. So maybe the middle one will be the last one I do. There's that one. Now for that middle. Now, a lot of people don't. All right, and there's the last one. And you're left with this. Now, a lot of people don't like this because these are not the right color. I honestly don't really mind since they will be hidden, but if you don't like them, you can repaint everything. All right. Anyways, that's everything for this. Let me just put those screwdrivers away. And put this last DP in here. Anyways, with that, you're now going to want to take the top cowling and push this part on. It is directional since there is one slot that is larger than the other. All right, and with that on, you now want to push this onto here. Now here's where the part that says you're going to want to push in and take out, how this part comes into play. Next, you're going to want to thread the wire through. I'm going to need some tweezers. for this. All right, but yeah, what you're going to want to do is push this in. Find your wire. Pull it out from the bottom. Once you actually have it, the unit in, as so you can actually all right, there we are. Got it. Now you're going to want to push this in. Oh. Do not use any glue. And pull out. Push in, pull out. Push in, pull out. But as you can see with mine, it's relatively easy to do this, so you don't have to. So I'm actually fine. However, when they do have you actually putting all the small detail on, I am actually going to then worry about pulling this out to actually make sure that it doesn't get glued into place. But aside from that, the only thing left to do is put the grate on. Now, let's make sure that we got this the right way. Actually, I double check make sure I got. Yeah, that looks like this. So I'm good on where the smoke unit is. So we're gonna put this right there, like so, and we're pretty much done with the actual building part of the funnel, which is actually quite large. However, it is asking us to put some tape on, so I'm going to do that really quick. It's not masking tape, but it will do. And a lot of people have been having issues with their grills. Some have an issue with it falling out or down into the actual funnel. Some just can't get it to fit, but for me, I had no issues. And my funnel, I mean, more tank and everything, are quite loose. So I'm not sure if there's like a trick or anything to it, but that's pretty much the funnel done. And that is stage 11. Moving on to stage 12, I don't know how much we'll be doing in this one, since this one is going to be primarily the deck again. But you get some more information about what it's like to be in the lifeboat during the sinking. Sorry, I just want to readjust this a bit. That's probably the best I can do right now. Unless it's supposed to go this way. Yeah, it's supposed to be that way. All right. You get to know what's next in stage 13, which we already have through 14. Some of the stuff that was recovered from the ship, and more information about what it was like in the lifeboats. History of seasickness, that's probably interesting. More about the band. Romantic tragedy. I believe this is the one. Sorry, look at this upside down. James Todd. No, this is not the one that we're familiar with. The one that James Cameron made. This is a much later one. Earlier one. All right, well, and after that, you get into the actual build. Like I said, I'm not going to do this just yet. I'm going to wait until I get the upgrades. Even putting the wind deck on, I'm going to wait. Especially since I'm not sure if she's going to be upgrading these parts right here. Also, what you might notice from this one that you don't notice from this one right here on the bottom is these clips. These are for mounting an LED unit. Now, I'm not sure how this in the forecastle is going to be lit. Maybe the light that's going to go in there is going to be bright enough to shine into the forecastle and light up. I'm not sure. But I'm probably going to go and hit this with a coat of black paint to help make sure that no light bleed shines through. And well, let's at least take a look at what comes in stage 12 while we're here. If I can open it. Did I not already? Oh no, I never opened it. Yeah, I opened these prior to this film in video to actually make sure that I actually knew which one was which, since I still have no idea how you're able to tell the difference. All right, that's everything from that box. Let's open this up. All right. Was it? There should be some. Oh, nope. There's more. They're just really stuck down in the corner. All right. And we got some more CP screws, CB screws. Nope, CP. Which we'll put to the side right there for now, since they're used to hold these on. And I'll admit these look pretty good, but I'm not sure if we're going to be getting any better ones. Here's our wooden deck, and like I said, not too bad. And I'm still going to be using this. And then here's our deck. And like I said, here are those clips for mounting the LED. And now I'm going to wait and see if there's any light bleed in this before I actually do any actual and put this on. But as for these, you would put these, and for those who want to do this stock, you would glue this on first, and then mount, or put this one here, and then this smaller one right there. And then that would be your stage 13. But like I said, I'm not going to be using any of these until I know for sure that what I'm using is the best look. As for step 13, which I admit I don't quite remember which one it was. I assume it's... yeah, I found it. It's this box right here. Anyways, let's flip this open and see what's... oh yeah, that's right. Also in this, like I said, you get... oh, these aren't it. You get a note saying that there are color corrected parts. Some of these are still not right. Plus, as you probably already saw when I was doing my previous build of the forecastle where I did the upgrades, some of these are not the right color still. I mean, I could still use the forecast in the water breaks right here, but in a pack 3 set, she'll be doing a more detailed version of these, so I'm going to hold off on these as well. But in case you didn't know, this is when you get your upgrades if you're going through Agora. Anyways, you get some more information about lifeboat handlings. You get much more information about the last survivor. You get more about the band on board the Titanic. And about the memorial for those musicians who died that night. Anyways, here's what you get in this pack. You also get some more... I think those are David's 13. Oh, bits. All right. An air vent. Road rollers. Winches. Another air vent. And the steps to into the forecastle. But like I said, I'm going to be ignoring this stage as well because I'm going to wait on the more detailed parts. Other than that, let's take a look at what actually comes in this stage. Yeah, the parts, in case you're actually thinking about going with this one. So I just want to make sure that there's nothing else in there. Nope. Good. All right, let's open this up. All right, you get your keel. more of the key over here, which may take the forecastle off. If you are looking at this in terms of building it, this part, sorry, I just want to quickly tighten that one up a bit. All right, well, this basically would go right here. Like so. And I'm not sure what these two posts are going to be, but I presume they might have, are going to have an important role. Maybe holding the, helping support the upper superstructure. But other than that, here are your smaller pieces, some more screws. Not sure if I'm going to need those screws or not, so I might just take them out just in case. In case I do in a later stage. But aside from that, all of these parts I'm not going to be using. And that's all for this stage, in that stage. And just for fun, I'm going to leave this keel over here. Inside the, on the bottom of the ship like that, just to show off. But really, this thing is getting pretty large. Like, look at this. We already have a full-size forecastle bow, which is pretty long, but add this to it, and you have something that's almost the size of my cutting mat. Anyways, that's pretty much aside from showing you where those parts that I'm not going to be using would go. That's everything for this stage. Now on to the last stage, stage 14. Which again I will not be doing anything with, since I am not going to be waiting for the more accurate parts. But this one I am definitely going to be needing to do some touch up to make sure there's no light bleed. But as you can see in 15, we're going to get the part to actually finally link the keel to the ship by adding more to the hull. We're also going to be getting some lifeboats that will continue on to stage 14, but like I said, I'll be ignoring this until I can get the upgrade parts for this, as well as solve the light bleed issue. All right, and now what info is in the magazine, you learn about an Italian maid on the ship, the Hand of Fate, some recovered items at auction, which a lot of people are not too happy about, not because it's viewed as a final rest place, like a grave site for those who died. You learn about the two different methods of calling for help at that time, CQD and the brand new SOS. Atlantic Daily Bulletin, or the Marconi system, or Marconi wireless system. And then signaling as, let's see, basically how the Morse code went out. And basically how each one in Morse code was actually done. So, all right. All right, I know it's. That's CQD. SOS is easier for me. That's SOS. All right, so basically, those are the two calls that came out that night. Anyway, aside from that, let's look at the actual build. Now, just like the at stage, yeah, it was stage 12. You put your win deck onto the part. You then start putting all of these pieces into place. And then you have your. I'm sorry, I need to look this up. I can't remember what. I think this is the crew quarters. Swan neck vent. Officer quarters. Yes, this is the officer's quarters. But yep, after all that, the officer's quarters would be done. And like I did with the last few packs, we're going to look at what actually comes in this one. In case you're interested in actually doing the stock. But for those who want to watch me actually build this stock or want to actually see where everything goes, I'm sorry, I'm not going to actually be putting any of these into place. But here are your stock parts, and like I said, they're not too bad, but they got a little bit of detail, but I'm going to be waiting for the upgraded parts. So let's move this to the side. But here is your officer quarters deck. Obviously, the fence will go right here. This would be where your real house would be. You have some skylights. And if I'm careful, your funnel would go right there. Kind of give you an idea on how this is going to look when it's completely done. Or with the funnel on. But like I said with stage 12 and 13, I'm not going to be doing any of this since I'm not sure if this is going to be replaced with something else that will be upgraded better or not. But in case it isn't, I want to get this completely masked out, painted black, and made sure that there's no light bleed. Especially since the LED is going to be right here underneath the funnel. Nope, for those who are for accuracy, here and here are going to be for lights. I know there was no actual lights there to light up the funnel. That's something that was added for the movie. Here that we all know with by James Cameron. But unfortunately, that's how this model was designed. Other than that, aside from building it stock, if that's what you choose to do, that's all to do in this stage. And with that, that's pretty much all that we have to do in pack 3. Now I'm just going to bring this back and bring over everything that we actually did do work on. I'm not going to touch the... Actually, you know what? Let's throw the forecast on just for fun. Now, just to recap to show off all that we did in this pack, or what I actually managed to work on in this pack, we have finally got something that looks like a ship. We have our funnel right here. And our engine is looking extremely detailed. Yep, you guys see it. Extremely detailed. Now, I'm not sure. Actually, I have a very strong idea of what's going to come into the next stage, and part of me is looking forward to it, but also part of me is kind of not really all that excited, because next stage we'll be continuing this a good bit this way, which I'm excited about. We'll have a good bit more of the actual upper deck. I get more detail. That'll be exciting. If I remember correctly, we'll be mounting in this deck down under here, which will be amazing to see once I actually have this part detailed. We'll be working on the gymnasium and the area where the grand staircase would be on the back of this. So this part right here that's missing right here, plus the second funnel, and mounting the funnels will be included. However, the one thing I am not looking forward, hesitant to look forward to, is the continuation of the engine. Mainly because, is it this one or is it the next? I think it's the next one that actually has us actually start working at the engine room. But aside from that, that's pretty much all that he worked on. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to you tuning in next time. I'll see you later.